Yes, the time is finally here. I finally get to start working on this 1992 Dodge Stealth twin turbo model. I finally get to put the engine back together and hopefully get it running for this guy. First things first, this car is filthy. What I want to start off is by giving it a quick little wash. That way we can see the nice purple paint. So now, my dad is a cabinet builder, so I gotta be careful while washing this thing so I don't get any water on his cabinets. However, look at the difference between me just barely cleaning it and how it used to look. That's such a huge difference with very little effort. It's gonna look so nice when it's done. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick this up, but these water buckets are just black. That's nasty. This one I used with soap. I used this one to rinse it, and they're both just absolutely black. That's gross. Now, before I get started, I am gonna be taking some time to clear this table off. We got a bunch of stuff in here, so I need to make room for me and all the parts. And I'm waiting for my best friend to show up. He's on his way here. We're gonna remove the hood, get that out of the way, so that way the engine bay is completely open, so we can just sit there and work. And I think today what we're gonna start by doing, something I know that we can get done, is take the wheels off, put the new wheels on that he got for it, and the coilovers. All right, so I got the hood off, and we took the wheel off, and the wheel bearing is shot, but then we found out. All right, so it's been a couple days since I last filmed, because when I started filming, inside this room, it was kind of cold, so it took me a little bit to get the furnace going. I finally got it going, and I was in the middle of filming a part, and my camera died. Like, mid-sentence, I believe, and it just shut off. So, since then, what I ended up doing was I got the coils all on, I got the wheels all on, I had issues with the left front coil, I fixed that, and I was able to get the starter motor in and in place. However, I still don't quite know where the wiring goes for this. All I can tell from videos and kind of what I can use for my work, it's in this general area of over here. So for now, until I get more put together, it's gonna sit like that. Now, the original plan was the cams were pretty rusty. There was a lot of rust buildup on the lobes themselves, and it was kind of mostly surface rust. And so I was gonna take the timing belts off and pull the cams out to my work and clean them as best I can. But when I was trying to crank the engine over, and the engine does crank over, it spins freely, so that's good. I was trying to figure out how the timing marks line up, and I found out that there's supposed to be a cover around it, so I got to find the cover that shows timing marks. But I cranked the engine over a handful of times, and almost all the rust on the lobes themselves have come off. So what I'm going to do is take some time and just clean off the lobes with some kind of cleaner and a rag. Make sure I don't get any like debris in the engine itself. So I'm going to do it very meticulously and see if I can clean them out that way, rather than I don't have to go through the whole hassle of taking all the cams out and make sure the timing's all on point, because the timing belt never came off. So the timing right now is on point, and I don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and meticulously clean them and see how that goes. But I mean, these are some nice wheels. I do like the wheels. Some TSWs. There are no axles in it right now, so I mean, the wheels look jacked up. That's pretty horrendous. But, you know, I gotta find the axles, put them in there, and make sure that the actual wheel bearing itself is fine, because when the axles are in, it pulls in the bearing, keeps it solid. But for now, it's just kind of funny. And there's no rotors on or any brake system, so I gotta find those too. All right, so that actually didn't turn out too bad. So my rags here that I was using to rub and scrape, I mean, those things are real rusty orange. So what makes me think is that most of it was surface rust. So this looks really clean right now. Like the actual lobes themselves are not pitted out, and 99% of the rust I was seeing came off. So these are looking real good. They're real smooth. So they're dried off right now. I'm going to cover them up. That way, when I'm gone, I can see exactly how much, if any, rust comes back. But I only did this bank. If I go to this side, you can see the difference here. You can see all the rust spots here, there, a little bit on the lobes. This one doesn't actually look too bad, but compared to this side, now that I cleaned them, this side looks so much better. So I'm hoping that I don't have to pull the cams on it. I can just leave them there as they cleaned up pretty well. I'm gonna get some opinions from my coworkers and see what they think, see what my Master Tech thinks. But if he gives me the thumbs up, I'm just gonna leave them and hope that they run good and they stay healthy. But for now, I think I'm gonna end the video there. This bank is all cleaned up, coils on all around, and the starter's in. So what I'm thinking for the next video, next part, is get more of the actual stuff bolted to the engine. So I'm gonna start off with the AC compressor and possibly the alternator, depending on where they sit on the engine, and if I need the timing cover in place first. Because if I needed that in place first, I gotta find that. So who knows exactly what's gonna happen. But for now, I think that's a good place to end the video. And just like that, the video's over.